Did your school ever celebrate 100 day?
Yeah, the school I work at, all of them do constantly.
Oh, oh yes. I just remember being in kindergarten and celebrating one. I glued 100 marshmallows in the number 100 to a piece of paper for that was my 100 day project.
I don't think any of my schools I went to did, and if they did, I probably was sick the day they did it every single time because I don't recall it ever. But working at schools now, I constantly see it. And you know those marshmallows you glue to that piece of paper?
Yeah,
How many of those did you drop?
would like
Yeah,
on the floor.
yeah,
I
yeah. And then
don't
how many of
remember.
and
They
then how many of them did you step on?
I don't
And
remember.
then
I
and,
was
and then you leave on the floor for me to clean up. Yeah.
oh no. This is
Yeah, that's every 100 days for me. I'm scared of the 100-day mark of schools because it's always, "What did the teacher think of this time? Marbles, maybe?" It's just gonna be a trap of marbles on the ground where I walk in the door and just fall.
Do you think you'd ever go to war with a teacher and like they set up like traps in their classroom and you leave it progressively dirtier instead of cleaning it? And it's like a sitcom type thing.
I wish I could. I did have one kindergarten teacher that had a giant stuffed bear. Like she had a bunch of random stuffed animals in her room, but she had a giant stuffed bear. And every time I'd clean the classroom, I'd move it around. And I never talked to the teacher when I started doing this. I just started doing it. Like one day I would put it at the teacher's desk, the next day I'd put it on a student's desk, the next day I just have it like waiting at the door. Like I moved it all around the classroom. About a year into working at the school, I finally met the teacher and I was like, "Hey, I know this is a little late to ask, but do you care that I'm doing this with the bear?" And she said, "The kids love it because they at first they thought I was doing it. And then one day I couldn't find the bear and all the kids said, 'Look up,' because I had taped it to the ceiling.
What were you doing?
I literally would like cut time out of my break to figure out different ways to hide this bear in the classroom sometime.
Didn't even know that was just
Like, it was on the ceiling for a good 2 days before it got taken down, and I don't know if she knew it was there for the 2 days, because I never asked her. She just told me one day, "I found it, it was up there, ha ha ha."
Dude, that's some kid's lore. There's someone out there, probably a huge FNAF fan now, and you moving that bear sparked that. That was the spark inside of them.
So would you say your FNAF one would be Toy Story?
I love
Is
toy. So I did love Toy Story.
Oh, I did too, I had the RC car. I actually had the little RC car.
I had
I
the
had that,
I had the
Buzz
RC
Lightyear.
car. I have Buzz Lightyear. I had Woody. I had all the when I got really aggressive. I'm sorry.
I had this one. That
Ju-
was the weird thing is I had the same like, I never wanted any of those things, but randomly they would just show up and I was like, "Oh, I got an RC car now." I don't think I ever touched that RC car, like, as a kid, like, how young I was when it was bought for me. I think my parents bought me toys so they could play with them.
my dad told me Toy Story was real.
I don't think I ever got told Toy Story was real. I got told a lot of things were real that I probably shouldn't have been told were real.
Like spooky monsters or
Oh, yeah, like, it would be like, we'd be camping, and I'd be like, "Hey, this older kid told me vampires live in that abandoned house, the only one on this entire campground, the one with broken windows that's boarded up." And my grandpa would just turn to me and be like, "Yeah, probably."
oh
And I'd
no.
be like, "What? What?" And then she'd be like, "I haven't gone in there, so I don't know. I mean, there could be."
How old were you when you watched your first horror movie?
Uh, I think it was 7 or 8. Like, it was like 5th grade-ish age. No, so it would have been like 8 or 9?
8 or 9. In
S
fifth grade's about
I
10 because five ten.
in the elementary school area.
Okay.
Uh, my friend was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the movies?" I had never been alone, so it was just me and him going. We picked out a
Ooh.
movie, uh, Lord of the Rings. Great. My grandma found the time, took us to the movies, and bought us the tickets for the rated R Lord of the Rings called The Ring because
The
it was
Ring.
she
Oh.
thought it was abbreviations for Lord of the Rings.
Oh no.
I still have no clue what that movie was about. All I remember is there's a horse on a boat that goes crazy for some reason, and a girl comes out of a screen. Why didn't they ever just break the screens and stop her from coming after them? I don't know.
Oh no, having that, like, why didn't they just do this? So my story, I wanted to share mine as well. I like sharing my stories. When I was in the first grade, I think I was like 6 or 7, our bathroom was being remodeled. So we were staying at a motel. My uncle worked there, so we got a discount. It was really cool. We were staying there for a few days. There's no bathroom it was so we'd have a bathroom pretty much. And my brother was watching it on television. So I watched it with him, but then my mom found out we were watching it, and then she's like, "Ross, I don't want you watching that." So I'd already watched him like terrorize the kids with their fears and kill a few kids, and then I stopped watching it to finish my school homework. And then I got to, like, I snuck back out and I started watching with him again. He was on part 2, so they were adults, and the clown was still killing them and messing with them. So then I was scared of clowns, and now I'm scared of horror movies because I was like terrified after watching that. I didn't laugh. I was afraid all night that the clown knew that I watched the movie and he was gonna come kill me.
Oh, so like The Ring.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that mentality of, like, now that I've watched this horror movie, the horror movie monster knows I exist and it's going to eat me.
I mean, technically, that is what I think it's. I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure there's some religions that have a belief that your thoughts give it power.
No, that's not even religions. I remember I was talking with a friend and I was like, "Well, just think about Slenderman. Like, Slenderman doesn't exist. Slenderman is made up. It was a creepy pasta contest to come up with like a new urban legend, and Slenderman, is now here around." And they're like, "But if I think about it, it will exist." I was like, "Okay. All right. All right. I won't mention Slenderman again." All right. Okay. Cuz it was like, I don't know. I used that once because I went camping with my parents and I was afraid of bears. But then I was like, well, what if I just make myself afraid of Slenderman? So I spent the whole weekend actually terrified of Slenderman. But I didn't think about the bears at all. Because apparently, bear stuff did happen in the area. It wasn't, like an unrealistic fear. I just want to throw that out there.
Speaking of bears, this weekend I went to Tahoe, and
Yes.
sadly, I didn't get to see the guest appearance that this bear made. But there's a bear in Tahoe called Hank the Tank.
That's a great bear name. It's a
You
named bear.
Well, it's a wild bear, and you need to look this bear up because he is a tank. 600-ish pounds. This black
Hank,
bear is wandering around.
Hank the
Uh,
Tank.
or so he bothers South Lake Tahoe by eating their garbage, and the people thought it was, I guess, a single bear, and it turned out to be like 3 or 4 bears.
There's more.
Yeah, there's like
They
three
all
or
just
four bears
look
that
the
are doing this.
same.
Yeah, they all thought it was a single bear doing like eating everyone's garbage. But when
That's
I was up there, my phone did a notification. I had completely forgotten about Hank the Tank. I had no knowledge that he was in South Lake Tahoe, but I'd been following the story off and on.
I've never heard of.
Oh,
I've
and
never heard of Hank the Tank, but you get the news updates on your phone about it.
yeah,
Go
that's what threw me off.
on.
I had a Google ping that popped up, and this was at like 11:30 at night on the Friday or Saturday we were there, and it just said bear activity in South Lake Tahoe. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's near me. Let me open this up. And I open it up and it's like, Hank the Tank is at it again. And I was like, Hank the Tank, you say? Well, maybe I should go get his autograph. I never found it.
I'm
I
fine.
didn't look.
I'm fine. I see it right here. It's a bear battalion. Hank the Tank turns out to be 3 bears. DNA evidence now shows that the 500-pound black bear the public had nicknamed Hank the Tank is in fact at least 3 not so little bears. It's 3 bears.
Yeah, there's 3 5 to 600-pound bears running around South Lake Tahoe, eating garbage and breaking in.
Being little miscreants. It's so weird. Just animals like bears. You know, there's all this the urban jungle. Bears aren't in these urban jungles. They need forests.
Could you imagine if we did have like an urban bear or like
What they adapted so they wear little suits and like go to work.
okay,
That's my bear. That's my bear at work.
an urban raccoon but the size of a bear?
So like my
I've
neighbor
never heard of
Totoro
it. Yeah,
kind of thing. Not exactly, but like that size, and it's a raccoon.
yeah.
Why a raccoon? Why did you choose a raccoon?
Well, I also realized I said an urban raccoon, like raccoons aren't urban already.
Little trash bandits.
And also, they already eat the trash, so it would just be a
I
bear, essentially.
Well, all right. So hey, have you ever seen a raccoon? I'm assuming you have.
Oh, yeah, I've seen plenty. I got bullied by him when I was at work a few nights in a row. My cat uh, literally just gave a family of them the cold shoulder when they walked behind him. Like, they were, like, 3 feet away. My cat turned and looked at him, and they just kept going. Like, they were like, "We don't wanna deal with the cat. That's not the cat we wanna deal with, nope."
I don't think I've ever seen a raccoon. I think you're gaslighting me right now. Raccoons don't exist.
Raccoons are scary, especially when it's, a mother raccoon
Uh
with their
huh.
children.
Sure it is. I know you're just there. It's a fantasy creature from Marvel. It's in Guardians of the Galaxy. They don't exist.
Okay, what about a
You got
possum?
me.
Have you seen a possum?
Yes, I've seen Over the Hedge.
Okay, possums are terrifying
Those things
because of
are
their skull face
and the noises they make.
and the way they play dead.
So you think you're safe to get rid of it or like move it out of the way, and then no, it's screaming.
I was walking down the street one night playing Pokemon Go right after I got the job at the school, because next to the school is downtown. And I thought,
Down.
well, this is great. I'm going to walk around in downtown playing Pokemon after work. I didn't account for the fact that this downtown is surrounded uh by like almost a forest-ish area. So around San Francisco and cities near the like close by to San Francisco, there are a ton of trees.
Hmm.
Foxes, raccoons, possums, all the smaller like
Yeah, sure. Hmm.
not dangerous animals live there. There are some dangerous ones too that pop up, but the more smaller ones will constantly wander into the city. And a possum wandered into the city and was in my path. And I thought it was dead, so I walked around it. Its head followed me while still
Oh,
playing dead, and its face was exactly like a skull. Like the markings on its fur was a skull, and it scared the bejesus out of me. How do you feel about Beezus?
bees. What's Beezus? Is this another
B
Hank the Tank? Bee
B
Jesus?
B Jesus.
Don't bees dance to talk to each other? Break it down. I learned that from Futurama. I think I learned a lot of things like from TV. TV is the best teacher. School no learn me good, but TV make brain go woo. Yeah.
I TV was great. Cartoons would take something with like a little bit of truth to it, like the bees dancing to communicate, and then turn that into an entire episode.
Yeah.
Like they would take a small little true fact and make a whole bunch of lies out of it. That would make a great like 30-minute segment or 22 minutes and 30 seconds because of ads.
Yeah, that whole thing. How it good old ads. Right, and then you just walk back in. Cat is being very. He does this every night. Every night he begs me and begs me, Ross, go to sleep, headbutting me, annoying me, being like I need attention. Because he wants me to go upstairs. He isn't like in his attention spot. He's in his I want food spot, which I just fed him. And he wants me to go upstairs, and then when I lay in my bed, he leaves the room. He just wants me to go lay down. He wants to go prowl the house without me knowing. 'Cause he wants to be a little miscreant.
What if he's trying to show you a raccoon?
They're not real. Well, you want to know what is real? Foxes.
Yeah, foxes are real. I actually got spooked by a fox.
I got called a liar because of a fox. You go first. What's
Uh, it was the same exact thing. I was playing Pokemon Go,
oh, and
and
ran into a fox?
and I was gonna walk down this tree alleyway, essentially, where they just had trees on both sides to get to a hotel or like a hotel area. I got halfway through it, and there's just a fox sitting in the middle of this, like just the way. And I was like, this seems like I'm gonna get jumped by foxes, and I just turned around and walked away. I wasn't gonna deal with that. I don't know what the fox had planned, but when an animal is sitting directly in the path of me, I feel like they know something I don't, and I'm not gonna deal with whatever it is.
Oh, kind of. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like it's that like the light on the cat meme where it's like this cat has a quest for you.
Oh, yeah, waiting right underneath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not starting that quest. Middle of the night, I'm the only one around. Nuh-uh, Fox. I
it's
see
go-
you.
it's gonna start speaking French to you.
He's gonna try and get me to sell popsicles or something.
I know there's great real estate.
His, wait, so is Tom Nook not real?
He's a tanuki. I believe in tanukis. I don't believe in raccoons.
Okay, okay. So I just need to call them Tanukis from now. Okay.
So I lived by an elementary school when it was the elementary school I went to. It was in walking distance. It was like 10 minutes from my house. And whenever my buddies would come over to my house, we'd walk to the elementary school like late at night and we'd play on the playground. Like normally like around like 7, 8, sun's still out because it's summertime. One time we walked there and we see like these weird shapes running around like the baseball, football field area. We get closer and we notice it's baby foxes. And then we look closer near the forest like tree line and there's the like big foxes. And the little foxes were on the playground. And we were like, we ended up leaving because we were too afraid. We were afraid like the babies would come over to us and then the mama like fox would get upset for us being near the baby. We just didn't want to go near the babies. So we ended up turning around, going back to my house, and then we told my parents like, "Yo, there were these foxes there." But apparently, because of the way I was telling them, my mom's like, "No, there wasn't. You're lying." And they didn't believe me. And I was just trying to tell them there were foxes at the elementary school, and they're like, "No, there weren't." And I was just very sad because I was not lying, and I was branded a liar. It's like when you're playing Among Us and they call you sus when you did nothing.
You just gotta explain yourself very well, or it's your fault.
Exactly.
You could have been with the entire group, but all you said was, I didn't see it because you looked at your phone, and you're the reason they died.
It was so funny. For April 1st, they did everyone was horses in Among Us. There weren't I didn't feel like there was a lot of April Fools this year. At least I did not see. Like, how companies would do all the April Fools products and goofs and sillies.
I think a lot of companies end up with an issue where they put out an April Fool's and it's either super well received where people actually want the thing,
Gaming
or
toaster.
it's very poorly received and everyone's like, why would you even make this as a joke? There's barely any in between where people actually find stuff funny now.
True.
Where
Jokes are always it's hit or a miss. There is no oh, you told a joke, okay. It's either wow, you missed it or you hit it.
I saw a Reddit today that tried to do a joke and it was super disliked or downvoted into the ground. Every mod was in there trying to like say how it was a joke, and then everyone was just bashing them, how the mods normally bash the rest of the people in the other uh threads. Like they were just getting back at all the mods for what they said before to them. Like they were like, "Come on, guys, this is a joke," and they would just respond with, "There's no jokes on this Reddit. You told me that yourself. What do you mean?" Like it
Anarchy amongst the Redditors.
was great. What would you do for an April Fool's joke if you ran a company?
Um, give me a product or give me like an area and I'll come up with a product.
Okay,
Something.
would you do it to your employees or would you do it to the consumers, like as
d-
a
what
like
am I
a
selling? What am I selling? Just like
gaming toasters?
gaming toasters, I would prank my consumers. 20% more RGBs into the toaster and have it do more color changes and such. I don't
That
know.
actually that gave me an idea to just be like, you can now download more RAM.
Yeah, something like that. Something small like that. Like we're adding more RAM to the toaster. Now it'll allow it to do 4 more lights. I don't. But like if I was in a like I was like, all right, you own a pizza place. What would you do?
I would say that I sell pies now.
You just change everything on the menu to be like a pie, so pepperoni pie. You'd make everyone
No,
call it pie.
I would just say I sell pies, but I wouldn't change anything else. Like I wouldn't go through the effort to like fulfill it. I would just be like putting out new ads saying I sell pie. Like like if it was round table, I would still call it round table, but instead of pizza, I would just say round table pies.
You do square cuts,
I think I would like try and figure out triangle cuts or something. Maybe a day where like all the pizzas were just cut utterly terrible.
terrible
Like
cut day. That
like
sounds
you go to
funny,
like some of them are cut like they'd be the breadstick
dude.
shape.
That'd be like a social media thing. I'm surprised, dude. Sell that to like a pizza place. The idea of doing crazy cut day. Like imagine social media. Everyone would be sharing photos of their silly cut pizzas. Dude, that's genius. You're genius. We're gonna make millions, money millionaires.
It's gonna be like the nacho fries. You only get crazy cut pizza on certain months.
Yeah. It's a rare event. You gotta hype it up by you got that FOMO, fear of missing out kind of thing.
Yeah, you're not gonna cut your pizza yourself, right?
I've always wanted, if I was to ever open a pizza place, we would sell no cut pizzas. You have to cut it yourself. We'd call it the one slice.
You know how many people that would mess up? Like they could come in and you would be like, "Hey, do you want to get one slice of pizza?"
Yup, and they'd have to order the whole pie. I actually almost invested in franchising a Little Caesars long ago. I looked into it and I had to liquidate like a handful of assets and I would have done it, but I didn't do it. And I think about it a lot how I almost there's a world, there's a timeline where I owned a Little Caesars.
There's also a timeline where I probably worked in that Little Caesars.
That'd be I like offered you a job like, "Hey dude, come move out to Washington and work at my Little Caesars. It's the dream. I'm going to make you the manager. You're going to be living the easy life. You just got to manage my Little Caesars."
You know how mad all those employees would be?
You don't think you'd be a good manager?
I'm not saying I wouldn't be a good manager. I'm just saying I might take advantage of them. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna head home early today. And they're gonna be like, well, oh, okay. And then they'll tell you about it. And I feel like you would just be like, he wouldn't leave early, or oh, okay, yeah, he left early. Of course he did. He's on Discord with me right now.
Yeah, we're hanging out together. What do you mean? That's not normal for the boss to just leave early when there's still work to be? What?
But
That's
okay,
crazy.
everywhere I've worked, that's been the mentality of like the upper groups of people. Maybe not going straight to Discord and stuff, but the amount of times I've heard like the boss above me and the boss right above him being like, "Hey, we're going out for drinks tomorrow, right?" And then the next day, I got to leave early. I got to take care of some stuff with the boss. And be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure you do. Sure. Yeah. I see what's happening."
Workplaces. I feel like it depends on the job you're at, like where you end up. 'Cause there could be, and I don't know, like, in that one, I personally, in those kinda situations, would look for an out, cause like, you're putting in more work. I remember, going back to the hospital, I remember a dude got fired because he would trick people into doing his work for him. He finally got fired because on his way into work, he slipped on ice and called in and said he couldn't make it in 2 hours after he was supposed to have already been there, but his excuse was, "Oh, someone else would have taken care of it."
See, that's why if you give someone else your jobs to do, you can't constantly give them your jobs to do. Or at least you give them small ones so it still looks like you're doing the majority of work. Once you make your job obsolete and they find out about it, you're not going to have that job.
But I worked with the 3 oddball so the characters to share sorry, to jump back just to the hospital was the anime guy I told you about was roommate. So it was 3 guys who were roommates. So there's the anime guy, the SoundCloud artist who I have told you about. He came into work one time and he was like, "I've been listening to my own music all day. I just can't get it out of my head. Like, I think this is gonna be big." I cannot remember his name. He was just SoundCloud guy. And then there was another guy who would he asked me if I wanted to buy new speakers for my car. He would tell me about his real estate business, like how he was selling houses around the area. And then like his way of getting me to do his work was he would ask like, "Oh, dude, let's, come chat with me while I'm on my linen run." And then like, "Oh, help me put this stuff." Like he'd ask for help while chatting. And it was just so weird because I helped him one like I was just, "Yeah, okay, I'll come along." Like and just chatting with him. And he was telling me like, "Yeah, so I was interviewing this guy to rent out one of my properties." And he's like, "Yeah, I sell." And then he took a pause. Cable. I didn't. It was just so. I don't know why that stuck with me. Him telling me that story. But the only other thing that I want to share on that was because they were a roommate trio. The weird anime guy who was like, I've seen porn of that to the anime I was watching. Apparently, they tried to order pizza on his laptop, and all they told me was they saw things they wanted to unsee, apparently, while trying to type in pizza in the search bar.
How do you use your main browser for stuff like that?
He seemed like the kind of guy who would, to be completely honest.
That I don't understand how you can use your main browser. Like I can some people are incognito, some people have second browsers, some people run virtual machines. I've heard I, I've heard
how
I've heard
how
people
locked down a porn folder
yeah,
is.
I've heard so many different friends explain how they hide their porn to me. One person has a flash drive uh with hidden folders on it, so it doesn't look like anything's on the flash drive.
But that's suspicious in itself. I
Well,
don't.
that's the thing though. They have it in a bunch of flash drives. So let's say you grabbed it, you just be like, "Oh, that's one of his empty ones."
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. But I think as a kid, I think I put some stuff on a USB, but then I got so scared that it was gonna get found that I just deleted it all. I think it lasted me like 2 days, and then I panicked so hard.
I don't know if I ever really saved stuff.
I'm pretty sure I just searched like Princess Peach boobs. I was like in middle school or something like and I saved one of those and I remember vaguely just the panic that I was gonna get caught.
I so I got caught, but I didn't get caught because I was looking stuff up. It was because an ad, like a pop-up ad or something,
Oh
or one of
no.
the no. So I forget what I was doing, but there was an ad on the sidebar for I think it was Victoria's Secrets, and I clicked it, and I was like, "That's weird," and then I closed the thing. I was like, "I'm not looking for underwear right now. I don't need this," and I closed the laptop. Like it just what I that was it. My grandpa went and opened the laptop and he thought I
Oh,
was using Victoria's Secrets. And I was like, I had to explain to him, we have the magazines everywhere.
you don't need that.
Why do I need to go to the website? And then he was like, "Yeah, you're right," and he gave me back the laptop after that.
I think that's why that was one of the reasons my mom said like she didn't want me having a laptop, was that they couldn't monitor me as much. I feel like that's that freedom. It's a trust. Because I think, I mean, I'm young still. I'm 25, but I think like if I had a kid, I don't think I would let them have access to the internet.
Uh,
I would want to
I feel
heavily
like
I knowing everything I know and the experiences, but they have to be there to have, this is all a hypothetical kid, but it's like they have to have their own experiences, but it's like I don't know. The internet's a
I
scary
yeah.
place.
I feel like I would just tell the kid, like, basic information, and the more they fuck up, the more I would take away. Like, I'd give them the freedom, but as soon as they start the fuck ups,
I had a
then I'm like, "Duh, nope."
I remember in school we had a fake news, like internet news class. We had to fill out this worksheet and we had to go to websites and like it would be like go to this website and then answer these questions. And one of the websites was about farming Velcro and how like the hook parts grow on a plant on the ground where the fuzzy stuff grows on a tree. We had to fill out all these. Then at the end of the assignment, the person just goes, "Yeah, that whole Velcro farming website was fake. I set that up. You can put anything you want on the internet. You can't believe everything you read." I just remember just the Velcro farming.
I didn't realize the Velcro had the hook parts. I never once thought about how it worked. In my head, I was always like, "Yeah, you just slap it on and then it sticks to it."
It just sticks together. No,
I
they
was just
farm it, dude. There's farms all around the United States growing Velcro. I want to actually see Velcro farming. I'm Googling Velcro farming. Is it real? History of Velcro farming and how you can help save the industry. Numerous groups are raising awareness with regards to the Velcro shortage. What? This is all a
there's a what?
fake. It's a fake website. All the links are broken. A typical internet. What is this?
Hold on. What if that's your friend continuing this?
It was a
Like that
teacher.
oh, okay, the teacher is still on about this.
Maybe
The
running the
teacher
website. This actually looks like a website. I might have found the website,
that would be
but all
hilarious.
the image links are just broken. Yeah, the requested URL combachvelcro.gif was not found. I actually think this might be because that name sounds familiar. I might. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe not. Watt.jpg. What are these files?
What is a watt? What is a watt?
WAT. You remember the Oh Really Owl?
Yeah, I love the Aurelio. What was that board game? The meme board game that was like 2012-ish era.
Oh, that's just board game online.
Yeah, that one. That's
I
where I learned about
that
that
that was
owl.
such a weird website. I remember I played that with it was like my was it Skype? My Skype girlfriend's friend group and them. And then I introduced it to like everyone.
Dude, that was introduced into my Skype group, and we played that all of the time while playing RuneScape. Like it was the perfect game in between.
To just do on the side. It was a board game. It was just a goofy meme board game. Dude, memes are great. Like the rage faces.
I love memes.
The O'Reilly Owl rage faces.
Do you remember Red and Blue or not Red and Blue? Stick figures.
Dick figures?
Yeah, stick figures.
Weren't they by the same people that made uh was it Happy Tree Friends? Mondo Media? Is it Mondo
Yeah,
Media?
it was sourced by Mondo Media. Mondo Media just took on a bunch of those shows. I don't know if they had the creators like under their wing or if like they just sourced the material, like they were the ones uploading it.
I
Kind of
rem-
like Machinima.
I remember watching it with Gizzy a bunch. I just opened. Yeah, they did make Happy Tree Friends. I double checked it. Okay, okay. Dude, have you ever done that where like someone mentions some like a kind of obscure piece of media and you go, I know that, but then it turns out like it's really weird and you realize you shouldn't have said that. Except it
Yeah, but also the opposite, where you think no one knows about it, and then everyone else is like, "Hey, I know that." And you're like, "I could have been talking about this?"
All right, I can hit you with an embarrassing story though.
Okay.
All right, so I'm at dinner with my girlfriend's parents that I'm meeting for the first time. I think it was the first time. It's at least I flew to go stay with her, and I was staying with her at her parents' house, and we're having dinner on the second night, and her dad mentions this thing that's called like Naked and Funny. And what it was like a prank show where the prank was a girl's boobies popped out. And I went like, I know what that is. The first time meeting them. And I
Okay.
tried to have a conversation about it, but I didn't remember enough. So I could only say, I've seen those. Uh
That
ah.
happens a lot with me. Not to that extent,
I was like,
though.
I left such a good impression, probably.
Hey, depending on that dad,
True.
there are some dads that are, like, gonna high five you under the table,
That's what I was kind of hoping for, and
but
it did not end up like that. I no.
more often than not for me, I'll say, "I remember that," to a lot of things, and then when we start talking about it, I'm like, "I don't remember this much about that."
Oh no. Yo, dude, you remember Two Girls, One Cup?
I still have not watched it, and I do not want.
Me
I
neither.
I was
I watched a
I
reaction video muted, and it was
wait,
Skychi reacted to it. The old RuneScape video maker.
wasn't that on YouTube?
Yes, if people would just watch it, and it was the response. People would upload response videos.
I forgot about early YouTube. I
Res-
forgot what was. Oh my god, that
Response videos. Do you remember where if you were partnered, you could have a banner on your YouTube
you
video pages?
you used
Not
to have a.
not on your not on like the channel page, but on the video player.
Oh, that's right. I only remember that because of Machinimas.
Yeah. Well, that's people would try to get partnered with Machinima just so they could get a banner. Like some people weren't even in it for like the money and advertisements and stuff. They just wanted they wanted more customization features. And then they slowly just got rid of everything. I mean, YouTube felt like it was trying to be like a MySpace, Facebook, like it was you'd go to your page and you'd watch videos and share videos.
You used to be able to set a background.
Yeah.
It wasn't as far as MySpace where you could do the HTML uh Mickey Mouse with the hat sideways images in it,
Moving image pages, flame text.
but it was the good middle ground where it was like you had information, you had customability, and you just had your videos. Like I actually kind of miss the setup where like everything was on the side, every video was just there ready to go.
Do you remember the bulletin board?
No, I don't think I.
If you were subscribed to someone, they could post bulletins to all their subscribers. So what people would do is they would spam it. So like I remember I was subscribed to RuneScape players. They would put like I'm having a 99 party, and then they'd post the bulletin 10 times so it would push out any other message on the bulletin board. Imagine like Twitter, but someone would tweet 10 times in a row just so you'd see their message.
That's amazing.
And then they got rid of it.
It's kind of crazy how much stuff people will do on like off-brand sites, like the bulletin board on YouTube, where they'll spam that. But on Twitter, if you spammed three of the same message, people would just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Why?"
they'd unfollow, they'd block you.
Yeah, but on YouTube, they were just like, it's just
Uh,
another
it's
99 party.
it's just taking up the bulletin board. All right. It had like that. How many videos you'd watch? You could get your awards. Top video of Canada today for the
I
week.
miss that.
That was
I
neat.
absolutely miss that.
Getting the little awards.
Wasn't there
Man,
a award? There was a lot of random awards too, where it was like, "Oh, X amount of people watched this," or "You got this many likes," or "This many comments."
It was like by location, so you could be like the top comedy video of New Zealand.
You think it was just a kiwi squawking?
They're just checking out
Ev-
videos of kiwis
Every week, the top comedy was a kiwi squawking. Okay,
every week. Every
I
that's New Zealand's Got Talent. Is just it's a bunch of kiwi birds.
I really like kiwis. I don't like the fruit. I like the bird.
My like childhood cat was named Kiwi. I couldn't spell it. I thought it was spelled with a Q for a long time.
I completely forgot about kiwi.
Like the fruit, the cat, or the bird.
The cat,
Oh yeah,
but also the fruit.
because I remember
I
I'd
hate
sit there in Skype calls, Kiwi, I'm gonna punt you across the floor. So she'd lick herself, and I would angrily talk to her, and then I'd just pet her. I just didn't like. She would. My parents can even attest. She would slurp. She'd just go to town. And she'd. It's like Kiwi, stop. I'm
Did you
gonna.
ever have an issue with hairballs?
No, no, she didn't. She just licked herself all day, 24/7. She had a bad hip too. She would click when she walked. I felt bad. But she made it work. It didn't seem like she was ever in pain. She was a good cat. Kiwi was a good cat.
Yeah, my cat meows at me for no reason and then jumps out my window.
You just
But
leave.
but
You
I'll
have a
wake up and it'll be sleeping with me on the bed.
you have a tracker or anything?
I've thought about it. I really want to add like a camera or a tracker just to see where it goes.
It's one of those
But
like map paths. Draws like a little penis in the neighborhood.
I also don't want to add too many like collars or anything to the cat because I don't want it to get caught on fences.
Like choking hazard. I get you. I
Yeah.
that's
Like
collars always scare me with a choking hazard.
one thing I couldn't understand for a long time is outdoor cats always had crappy collars. And it's because they have tearaway collars. So if they jump on a fence or like are climbing around and get caught on something with the collar will tear away and they can still keep going. You don't want the fancy collar on a cat
That won't
that's
break.
just
Yeah.
if it doesn't break and the cat gets stuck somewhere because of it.
Outdoor cats are so weird to me. I don't know. I don't trust. I've never had a cat that I trust enough.
I didn't want mine to be outdoors. I have coyotes in the backyard, like right backyard. I've had coyotes on the street with me.
Cat does okay though. Safe.
Yeah, the cats did a stare down with a family of tanukis, remember? Like this cat will just does
Hey,
not
hey,
care.
you're using different words now for your made up critters.
It's the same thing.
They're
There's
not.
barely a difference.
No, they have huge balls.
That's
Tanukis.
yeah, the raccoons were there. I don't know if I have that video, but my cat just turns its head and the raccoons just go away. One tries to go near it and the other raccoon screamed at it to come back.
Ah!
Like, I don't know what my cat has done to these raccoons, but they don't want to deal with it.
Cat's the king.
He would fight a lot. Like he'll randomly come back with like a blood dried on his head, and I'm like, "What did you
Oh.
do?" Well, it's like a small scratch or something,
Okay,
and
okay.
I'll clean it up and everything. But I'm always like,
I couldn't do it, dude. That you say see you mentioned that and I go, "Aw."
I think it's because I've seen him worse, where I know like a small scratch isn't much to him. As,
Yeah.
as long as you get the shots
You
and
know
it's not a bad animal,
you know your cat, right?
he's smart. He's smart enough not to be dumb, but he's very dumb.
not, not cross the stupid line. Dumb,
I-
but not stupid.
He knows when he can fight something. I feel like he's learned that very well. He lived with two dogs that towered over him. I think he figured out how to pick his fights.
So what is this episode 3 or 4?
This is an episode
Yes. Episode
3
I think it's 3. 'Cause we
because
had Max as 2. We did 1, then
yeah.
we had Max on 2, and this is 3. Okay. I was trying to remember because in my brain I'm like, is this 4?
Well, that's if this is even a podcast. We still
Is
don't know.
the we're gonna figure it out one day. The first live action one. We meet up and we go on a hunt to see if it's a podcast.
You got to interview the raccoons to find out, is this a
Jeez.
podcast?
Speaking of the first, dude, we tried to tell last time, but we got distracted talking about something else. When we first met in real life was just a crazy circumstance. You know, who would have known? So there's this little convention called Mine Fair, I think. I was like, yo, I want to go to this. And I'm like, Red, are you by San Francisco? 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah, yeah, both of those are correct. 11 something at night when I was still at work at Pier 1.
And I was like, yo, hey, tomorrow morning, if I fly to San Francisco, can you like come pick me up and drive me around town for the day?
And I was like, yeah, why not? I'm not doing anything.
make a day out of it. So flew to San Francisco, met up for the first time ever. I remember I bought a fidget spinner somewhere in San Francisco.
You bought a fidget? Did you buy a fidget spinner with us?
Yeah.
That might have.
No, I remember because I got a fidget spinner. We met up with our other friend, why is her name? Jasmine.
Jasmine, yeah.
I was thinking because I normally hang out with Jasmine and Julia together. Julia's name was I played Among Us with her the other day, so Julia's more
Yeah, we
refreshed.
started off. What was it? Picked up at 10,
10ish in the morning. Went to the convention.
Walked around the convention.
Surprised people because we flew. We told no one we were going. Showed up for one day and left.
So many people were just like, Ross?
That was funny.
And then, well, there was also people that you were like, oh yeah, and here's Red. And they're like, wait.
You exist?
The guy we talked to once? Wait a second. Why?
Because I'm trying to remember. I remember running into Shelby. I remember running into Gizzy. I feel like
we ran into a Subway.
Did we go to Subway and eat?
Well, yeah, we went to Subway.
I didn't remember that. Then we met up with Jasmine, which something cool. Jasmine helped animate Big Chungus in Space Jam 2. She's an animator that worked on the Big Chungus frames. I wanna shout that out. That's so cool.
She did?
Yeah. That's the whole you weren't there, but me and a bunch of friends, we all watched Space Jam 2 in her honor since she worked on it. I don't think I would have watched the movie had it not been to, see my friends work. Space Jam 2 is not a movie that interested me.
My shout out was going to be she gave me a yak pin.
She does RuneScape comments with her Baru character.
I still got that.
So many RuneScape friends. I have when I went to England for the first time was for RuneFest, and I bought some of her merch. It was so cool. It was neat. She won like a big community award. So like some of the creators of the game like shouted her out, and then she got to go up on stage. It was so awesome seeing her win like a community champion award. Like it's so, I don't know why. It was just so like one of those like, oh yo, that's just my friend that I always see, but like she's winning awards. Yeah, she's winning awards and stuff. Like to me, it's just, oh, that's just Prezi. Prezi used to be in like some of the old Minecraft videos too. With Kyle, Tyler, me, Shelby, Dar. We'd also have Prezi in. It was we called ourselves the Brogers. That was you and Kyle. That was when you would interact with Kyle too, because you and Kyle are best friends.
Yeah. That was a great Minecraft video when I was just like, I got no friends. And then we became best friends.
Kyle was just like, what do you mean you have no friends? I'm your best friend. And then that never stopped. You guys are just best friends.
Funny enough, I'm pretty sure he betrayed me in a tree like 6 minutes later.
Oh, and whatever the video was.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it was either he had to leave me behind or he betrayed me in a tree. I can't remember what exactly, but I died in a tree.
Dude, old Minecraft videos compared to new Minecraft videos are crazy. The old ones were like, hey guys, let's play this simple game. New ones are like, can I survive 100 days with a
VR Minecraft?
100 days in VR Minecraft. I was trying to make some joke about having like a chastity belt, but I couldn't think of anything. My brain didn't finish the joke.
I remember those old Minecraft videos only as, "Hey guys, I'm about to do a thing. You want to play the thing? Yeah, okay." And then we'd have fun playing the thing.
Yeah,
And
we
then
just play
afterward,
games.
do you know how many videos I ended up in just because you said, "Come play this," and then afterwards I found out it was a video? Like I
Oh.
had no clue during or before, like nothing until maybe it came out or like you told me after it was done.
And that was the time where everyone would record their own point of view and upload it as well, because that was just the thing. So it'd be one recording, but you'd be in 4 videos.
It always threw me off too. Like sometimes I'd get a random question like, "Hey, what's your Minecraft avatar?" And I'd be like, "Here you go. Why?" "Okay, thanks." And no information on why it was needed until I see it in a Minecraft thumbnail. I'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's why." That's the best skin too. Cat in the Hat
Oh,
Detective.
yeah, you've always just been a cat in a suit and a hat, like a
Yeah, Cat in the Hat.
business cat. I remember my buddy Scott first let me use his Minecraft account, and he was always a creeper, but I didn't like that, so I changed his skin to Blitzcrank from League of Legends, and then he got upset at me because I was changing the skin on his account, so he didn't let me have access to it anymore, and I was sad because I changed his skin once.
I didn't buy Minecraft. I played Minecraft in the alpha, and I played it at school because you used to be able to play it in browser.
I played the classic one where it was people would connect on you connected on browser, and it was just like an open world, and everyone was in creative. You couldn't fly though. You'd have to like build, and people just made like pixel art and stuff.
I got in trouble because apparently that when you play in browser, it saves it to the computer. So
Oh,
the further you made the world, the more you built in the world,
the
the more that was
bigger and on a
and
school computer.
that got insta triggered because you used to have to sign in with your account to use a computer.
Yup.
So they allocated X amount of data for your account to be able to save. And apparently I ticked a red flag because I got called into the office and they were just like, "Hey, you can't do this." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I still did it and they never asked me to stop again.
Just kept
They
doing it.
well, I stopped for like a month and then I was like,
I want
"But
to play
there's nothing to
Minecraft.
do." Yeah, I'm gonna play Minecraft again. I also played Pokemon Tower Defense in that class.
I loved Pokemon Tower Defense.
We I was the bad kid that kept showing people stupid games you could play in the background. So, like, we'd be doing the work, and then we'd pull up the tower defense, and all have to hide it from teachers as they walked around.
The good old switching tabs on teachers thing. I had like a study hall where we just kind of like were free to use computers. And I played a lot of Funorb games and like showed other people Funorb. Is Funorb
They
even
try.
still up?
Uh, you. I feel like they recently took it down.
Oh yeah, the website's gone.
Yeah, I people were kind of mad at that. I think it happened like in the past 2 years.
It was shut down 2018, 4 years ago.
4 years. That's what I said. 4 years. Yep.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Time does not fly.
Man.
God, 4 years
Man.
ago. How many League of Legends champions were there 4 years ago?
Stop. Stop. I don't like thinking about like RuneScape and League of Legends. I've said before, like two things that have just been looming in my life. Like anytime I think back into the past, League of Legends was there and RuneScape was there because I've been playing RuneScape since 2007 and I've been playing League of Legends since 2011. So like they've both been about half my life with those games existing. But also, in a way, I think about that too with like Mario, Zelda, Call of Duty, like franchises that they've grown up alongside me.
I started playing Call of Duty, speaking of franchises, in high school, Modern Warfare 2. Never played 1 really. I've
I
followed that franchise because of 2, and that was a letdown
w-
off and on.
I in elementary school had a friend come over and he brought a Call of Duty game on his GameCube and we played that at he slept over at my house and we played Call of Duty. But he had an older brother that he borrowed the game from. So I think that's where that came from. But it's one of those like that so that's been around even early because you're saying MW2, but like had you
Yeah.
never heard of it before?
Oh god,
MW2?
no.
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't
okay.
I
All
so I
right.
didn't
Okay.
really play too many games outside of, like, what was either bought for me or that I just happened to see in an ad. Like, I didn't expand my horizons at all, and I didn't even try. Like, I didn't look in magazines when we would go to the, like, Toys R Us and stuff. I'd just be like, "Yeah, I want my Pokemon," or, "Yeah, I
Off
want this thing." Like, I just go and buy that and not look at anything else.
off the top of your head, what is the weirdest game that you've owned? Like it could have been gifted to you or you bought it yourself. Because I can think of one off the top of my head, but I want to know like is there a weird game that sticks out to you that you've owned, not like just heard
So,
of
the first Star Fox game, the Dinosaur Planet one.
on the GameCube one?
Yeah, because it played so weird, and I had never played a Star Fox game. I knew of them. I had seen stuff about them. I heard the barrel rolls.
No barrel
Uh,
roll.
and when I went and
Good
played
meme.
Star Dinosaur thing, I was very confused because there was a lack of barrel rolls.
And
Like that was what I was
spaceships.
looking for. Is like all I heard was it's a fighter, a space fighter thing in space. And I was like, great. I want to go to space. And now I got to hang out with dinosaurs the entire time.
I had a friend with that game. I never played it myself, but I watched him play it.
You want to know what's funny about that game?
Huh.
It was an entirely different game that they just slapped Star Fox in.
Oh yeah, no. This is Star Fox now.
Yeah, that's
I
why it's my weirdest game because I mean, besides the random like Tony Hawk on Game Boy Colors and
but
stuff, like
that's
there's not. I didn't
so
have anything super weird.
so I for Christmas for my aunt and uncle got the game World Tour for GameCube. It's have you ever heard of it?
No.
It was like Tony Hawk, but you're on scooters and you're just put in like these areas where you have to just like solve puzzle, like you have to find hidden letters and stuff. It was exactly like a Tony Hawk game, but it was the weirdest soundtrack, like never heard of. I like had a weird I was reminded about it the other like week and I was like, "Oh my god, this game still exists." But I remember like I brought it over to a friend's house and like I couldn't figure out anything, so I let him borrow it and he's like, "Oh, so this is how you get to the like dude cracked the game open. He was a World Tour legend."
I had a few games. I can't remember the names of these games, but I had a few games like that where I couldn't figure out anything about it.
I don't
And
know.
I would show it to my stepbrother, and then he would be like, "Yeah, here's how the game gets beaten in 5 seconds." And I'd be like, "What do you mean?
I don't
I handed you the game 5 seconds ago, please."
there's so many games that I do not understand how I ever figured out how to play or beat them. Like I for the life of me, I don't know how I played through Luigi's Mansion as a kid. I don't know how I played Mass Effect as a kid. Like I don't know how I figured any of that stuff out. I don't know how I made it through Zelda games. Like I Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games, but I think I spent like half like as a kid, I never advanced like to the first dungeon. I just ran around the like first opening of the game.
Yeah, I had a single Zelda game on Game Boy, and I never made it to anything important. Like I might have gone into like random dungeons by accident, but I did nothing story related. I didn't read anything. Pokemon Red and Blue, I have no clue how I
I
beat those
I
games
don't know how I got
because
through Pokemon
I
either.
didn't read anything.
You just walked
So
around until you just walk into new areas constantly, and if you couldn't go somewhere, you just went somewhere else.
Silver and Gold, I couldn't get past the first area because I didn't know I had to get an egg and bring it back to the professor. I literally had a level like 20 Pokemon by the time I got to the first gym because in my head I was like, "Oh, maybe I have to get strong enough for this trainer to recognize me or something." No, and then everything was a cakewalk for a good while after that.
You just got to roll through the game. I
Literally.
remember on Fire Red because like I think back like I got stuck in Fire Red like in the I think it's called like the Pokemon House, I think, but it's like I remember areas I got stuck, but like how did I don't know. I don't, my brain doesn't comprehend how I did things as a kid. I was stupid dumb brain.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that I don't know how I've just ended up at the end of. Because I don't want to say I played it because I'm not sure if I understood what I was doing.
You were just along for the ride.
I played Animal Crossing while still, again, not reading anything.
I
And I
have.
got to like, I somehow just knew that I owed a raccoon money. Sorry, a tanuki money.
He's not. Yeah, I was about to scream. Want to know what else is something worthy about screaming?
What?
Oh, we're at the end. We're pretty far along. I felt like that was a good ending spot. You know,
I was really scared that a scream was about to happen.
I'm not gonna scream. It's 3 a.m. I don't want to get yelled at.
That's the
But
best time to scream. You catch everyone off guard.
haha, do the 3 a.m. scream challenge. Haha, and then you gotta film a video of you screaming at 3 a.m.
And then Betty Boop appears in your mirror.
What?
Yep. That's how
Anyway.
that works.
Anyway, episode 3. Hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you so much. Uh, thank you. I was gonna call you Mike. Thanks, Mike, for plugging in that mic.
Aha, I actually did. Haha. Haha.
uh, right. Okay. Bye.
Wait,
Yeah.
episode 3 of what?
Ba, ba, ba. And then a big question mark.
Bam.
To to be continued? Question mark.